Hey, welcome back to Babe and Library. It's your girl Lisa, and today I'm coming to you with the New Year Booktuber Tag. This was created by Jessen over at Jessen Reads Romance, and I figured, hey, why not jump on the bandwagon and talk about some goals and what I'm interested in reading in 2023. So the first question of this tag is, what are you most excited for in 2023? And the two things I'll say I am excited for, I'm excited to be able to start a new year with a booktube channel. I started my channel in July, which means I was halfway through the reading season and didn't get to do all of the fun, cool tags such as this. So I'm glad to have a full year to be able to dedicate to this channel. In addition, I am excited about going to my first major book signing event. So I will be going to the Steamy Lit Con in Anaheim, California in August. And I think it has well over like 60 plus diverse authors, such as QB Tyler, Kennedy Ryan, A.E. Valdez, Danielle Allen, you name it. If I pretty much love the author, I think they're going to be there. So I'm excited to go to that and get to meet fellow book readers. The second question is, do you have a Goodreads challenge goal and why that number? I do. I usually set the bar low at like, I've tried 36 one year. I've done 50 one year. I'm going to do 75 this year. The reason why I'm not doing 100, I want to put that pressure on myself, but I do think I can accommodate 75. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've been meeting and exceeding that goal. So I'd like to set it at 75 just so it can be an attainable number, but not too low. Next question is, list 3 5-star predictions. So as far as 5-star predictions, the first one I can think off the top of my head is going to be Grim and Bear It by Julia Cross. This is the finale to the Stay a Spell series, and it's going to cover Clara and Henry Clearwater. And so I am very interested to see how Julia culminates and wraps up this Grump Sunshine trope in the final package. I am going to be interested to see everyone come back for their final hurrah and close out this series. The next book I am giving a 5-star prediction is really crazy and wild because I don't think that this author has ever written a book, but the premise sounds so fantastic, and that is going to be The Art of Scandal by Regina Black. You may ask, why are you giving it 5 stars if you've never read anything from her and you don't even know what type of author she is, because this is her first book? Well, the premise is political scandal in terms of this is a politician's wife. Her husband has been cheating on her, but she is, staying in the marriage just because she knows that she's going to get a financial benefit out of it. But in the event that she's going through and being the perfect wife, right? The perfect docile campaign trophy wife, she meets a younger man. She is in her 40s. This man is going to be 26. So I think it's a reverse age gap. He is an artist and he's lost his muse, and in their interaction, they find each other and find their passion for rejuvenation of life. And it just sounds so intriguing to me. And the way that it's been kind of teased, it sounds like it's going to be right up my alley and hopefully a 5-star read. And then my third 5-star prediction is going to be almost anything created by A.E. Valdez. This is now an A.E. Valdez stan channel, so if you're not with it, get with it. The actual book that I'm thinking about is going to be the second in the Three Kings series. This next book, whether it be North or it be Winter, I'm thinking it's going to be North because Winter is going to be the big hurrah. But I'm interested to see the relationship she creates for the two brothers. But I know the 2 books that I've read from A.E. Valdez this year has been 5 stars, so I can guarantee more than likely the next one will be a 5-star as well. The next question is, what genre or subgenre or trope in particular do you want to read more of? So as far as a genre, I want to get more into historical fiction and historical romance. I read a few historical fiction and I think 1 historical romance this year, and I just was so immersed and fell in love with it and wanted to dive into it more. So hopefully I can do that in 2023. And then as far as tropes, I want to continue my exploration of the friends to lovers trope. I really kind of opened my eyes to that trope this year with reading The Love Con, and I'm like, I'm craving more. Give me more. So I'm hoping to see or be able to read more of Friends to Lovers in 2023. The next question is, what trope do you think will be the most popular in 2023? Now, this one is absolutely impossible to predict. Right now, I think I've been seeing a lot of small town romance, sports romance or dark romance always rears its head, fantasy romance. However, none of those are going to be my prediction. What I would say is a prediction, or more so a wish list for me, is to see more mature romances, right? So I want to get more characters in their 30s and 40s and maybe even 50s. I am interested to see, what writers are doing to make sure that we have age representation in our romances that we're reading. And with books like Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, to see more mature romances that are being put into the community. And I'm hopeful that we'll get many, many more in 2023. As far as the next question, what are 3 bookish goals that you have for the year? So I want to be able to knock down a good amount of my physical TBR and or Kindle TBR. I think on my physical TBR, I'm over 50% unread, and that's just unacceptable. So I'm going to try to make a conscious effort to read as many of my physical books that I possibly can. So if I'm anywhere in between 50 and 60% as of the time of reading or filming this, I want to knock that down to maybe a realistic goal of saying maybe 45 or 40%. So I want to be able to have maybe like 60% of my TBR read and maybe 40% unread. My next bookish goal would be to plan my booktube content. Since starting this channel, I'm kind of like, I'm filming as I go, which isn't necessarily the best for me and or for you all. So I want to do better at intentionally crafting videos, making sure that I have a consistent schedule. Consistency has never really been a strong suit of mine. So I want to be able to work towards planned content, not necessarily like structure reading or TBR reading, because I know that is a pressure that I'm never going to be able to live up to, but at least having planned content and working towards a goal and uploading schedule. So hopefully I can do that in 2023. And then my final bookish goal is similar to that, is increase my engagement in BookTube, as well as increasing my engagement within the YouTube community or BookTube community, so that I am, making those connections, establishing a platform, and making sure that I am constantly engaged, so that way I don't necessarily lose this passion or walk away from it. I'm always going to be a reader. That doesn't necessarily equate to always being a content creator, but I don't want to, start something and then just walk away from it. So that is my 3 bookish goals. Now, as far as my 3 personal goals, I want to be able to take more risk. I am a risk adverse person in all facets of life. And so in 2023, I have a goal to do more, take more risks, open myself up to a lot more than I've kind of been closed off to, whether that be, making large, financial decisions, or making, opening up to love, or whatever the case may be. I just want to be able to take more risks. They're going to still be like calculated risks, but I want to, not be in a place in which I am cautious of everything. I want to change my mindset, right? So being a creative and jumping into these creative spaces, you can get that little, negative Nancy or little small demon on your shoulder to say, hey, you're never going to make it in this adventure that you're going on. Comparison, right? Like saying, oh, this person has only been on this platform for 6 months and they already have, 500 or 1,000 subscribers, whatever the case may be, right? So, changing my mindset to really establish, hey, whatever you do or put your mind to, you are you, and you can do the best that you can, and your best is going to be good enough. So changing my mindset there. And then as far as another personal goal, I just want to be able to pursue progress and betterment for myself. So whatever that be, whether it's working out, which is kind of why I have workout clothes on, making sure that I am investing in myself in terms of, going, taking the trips that I want to go to, establishing or nurturing those relationships, right? So again, just working towards that progress in all facets of life. And then what do you want to leave behind in 2022? So there's two things that I'm thinking of. One is almost a pipe dream, but if I put it out there into the world, in the universe, maybe it'll come back. So I want us to stop banning books, right? Specifically talking about banning books centered around race, banning books centered around the LGBT community, banning books around, feminist ways, right? I want us, especially with our education system, I live in Missouri, and so they have been on the forefront of making sure, hey, Toni Morrison, get her out of here. Excuse me? She's an icon, a legend, and you all want to take her books out of the school system. Don't do that. All boys aren't blue. Why is that banned? That is someone's life story, and you all feel like it's not fitting. Maybe it's not going to be curriculum. Again, I think that some curriculum should change. There's no reason why we should be still reading some of the books that are in our education system. But while this may not, the books that we're talking about here from banning perspective, maybe they don't have to be curriculum, but don't take them out of the libraries. If you want to if you want to say what your child reads, you be active in that child's life and you say, hey, we're not doing this, or have that discussion. Do not remove it from the library altogether. So that's the one thing that I want to leave in 2022. And the last thing is kind of this particular phrase. You haven't read that? What do you mean? It's a classic, or it is, everyone's read it. What do you mean you haven't read this book yet? Stop shaming people for what they have and haven't read, right? Some of us are at different points within our journeys. We started later. There are a ton of books that's out there, right? There's no way that you're going to be able to read every single thing. So for you to say you haven't read that gets really grating and annoying. Like for me personally, I haven't read Birthday Girl, and I am, enjoying taboo and forbidden romances or dating your dad romances, and everyone in a mama, sister, cousin, daddy, brother, has read this particular book. So I really wish people would stop shaming people for what they have or have not read, and that's that. So if you want to do this tag, again, I would encourage you to go to Jessen's channel, from Jessen Read Romance. She has her list of questions in the description. Tag me if you decide to do this so I can go watch your video. And thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful day. Bye.